Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Recovery Snack, sponsored by, I guess, by Recovery Concepts. I'm Chris, and appreciate y'all joining. Hope everybody's well on this beautiful Monday morning, Monday, April 6th, here in Southwest Virginia. It's a little bit crisp. Got back to seasonal. Uh, love this time of year. Love to see seasons change, actually. Living in Southwest Virginia, we have that opportunity here. We get a little bit of spring and fall, and usually pretty deep winters and summers. But nice to see the seasons change, and it just smells good out there. Got to work in the garden all weekend. Well, most of all weekend, and Easter Sunday we celebrate, and I was at my sister-in-law's house, and a lot of the family came over, and we got to have a meal and hang out and just be with each other for a little bit. It was kind of nice, man. Kind of nice. I enjoy that stuff. So, uh, very simple, easy pleasures. So, anyway, let's dive in here, see what we got going on. Monday, April 6th. Let's see here. A quote from Alfred Lord Tennyson. He that shuts love out, in turn, shall be shut out from love. Addiction caused us to turn away from love. We started to feel things weren't right. This was a message of love from our higher power. We used denial or blame to turn away. Our family members told us they were worried. This was another message of love. We argued and blamed them. Our friends expressed concern, and still another message of love. We dumped them and got new friends. And then we wondered why we felt like love had turned its back on us. Recovery pushes us back toward love. People treat us with care and kindness. These are messages of love. They ask that we turn to a higher power, a further message of love. We used to shut out love because our addiction demanded this of us. Now we must embrace love because our recovery requires this of us. Prayer for the day. Higher power, help me to do what love asks of me, even when I'm scared. Today's action. I will list the ways I shut out love during my active addiction. Am I doing any of these today? I will use my 10th step to keep track of my relationship with love. Man, I enjoy these readings. Like I said, I just don't know that I've ever ran into one in a recovery room that didn't have some semblance of relevance to my life. And that right there is another good example. And, they lay it out. They lay it out, man, what to do. I love these books, man. 10th step. Keep track of what's going on with you and how you're doing. And this little assignment here by using the 10th step to speak on the reading. That's a absolute snapshot capture of how I evolved into and out of addiction over a 30-year span. Friends were worried about me or whatever. I got new ones. Parents and aunts and uncles and people, family show concern. I argue and bitch, flip it around, manipulate, and try to figure out how I can, make sure that they understand I'm okay and the drugs and alcohol ain't the problem. And then remove myself from them, be around them less if possible. And then working my way, back in after a long run, that just went downhill, downhill, downhill. Then getting some ideas that, I really did have a problem and I needed to work on it, and getting closer, shutting off my God. The only time I talked to God in active addiction, and as I did more things that compromised my belief and my morals, as active addiction crept in further and deeper and deeper and further, I shut out my God unless I went to jail or something. I shut out my God unless I, got caught at something, bad. and then do those foxhole prayers, God, just get me out of this, man. Just please help me get away from this, man. I know this was wrong. And I always did. I always did. I knew it was wrong when I didn't get caught because I didn't sleep good. My guts hurt. My head wouldn't shut up, man. I always knew it was wrong. But when I got caught, I got close to God again. And I'd pray for help, man. I'd pray, please, release me, man. Get me out of this situation. I swear to be God, man, I ain't going to do it no more. And the trick about addiction is in that moment in time, man, I meant it. I meant it. I was scared. I was worried. I knew I was messing up. But man, within a half hour of getting me out of where my perception became, I'm going to survive this. I'm going to get out of this. This is going to end up being okay. Within a half hour max, man, my head would go back to how I would understand what happened, and I would fix this. But it never had anything to do with not having alcohol and drugs in my life, and pretty much not changing behaviors. I would think that I would tweak something, and that would help this particular instance never happen again. And coming out of addiction, I definitely got tied back in really, really tight with my higher power. Not as, in my opinion, and not as much as I want to be, because I believe that that relationship, not that dissimilar from a recovery journey, is also a it's a journey, not a destination. I believe that I continue to build that. I believe I continue to move toward an even a better relationship. And I don't know, understanding it in the word, because I don't get it all. I don't understand exactly what's going on with my higher power and God. And is it heaven? Is it hell? Is it spirituality? What is it? I don't know, but I know one damn thing. It is good. It is good. And when I get in line with it and in tune with it, it's like floating down a river instead of swimming up one. My life gets simpler, and it ain't that hard to stay in there. It's hard for me to forget to connect sometimes if I'm having trouble, because I still revert back. I deflect back. I default back to the way that I always did things, which is I'm going to handle it. I'm going to get involved and I'm going to handle it. I forget to step away sometimes and get quiet and say, God, I can't, you can. And I think I'm going to let you. Please take this, worry from me, this anxiety from me, this grief from me, this problem from me, and show me what you would have me do with it. That's my escape clause right there. That's the way to freedom right there. And I don't do that and close my eyes, but when I remember to do that, I go out in the world and I take my first steps out there, and I look around and I try to watch for the answer. And I try to watch from a position of being in a relationship with my higher power. The answer's coming along here for too awful long, so it would show me a way to affect this situation and make it better by being Chris. What can I do to make it a better situation? How can I help the situation? Not hide from it, not act like it ain't there, not make it worse, not figure out how the situation can serve me, but what can I do to affect the situation that I'm praying about, the issue, and make it better by what I do? I believe that is my answer, and I believe I'll be shown that from my higher power. And I believe it's my job to look. Once I ask for something, I need to look. So that's my piece on that. And going back to where it tells you in the 10th step, man, this thing lays out, the 12-step recovery lays out a plan for a different way to live. And it's got, I don't know if people recovery understand how much it does not have to do with alcohol and drugs. You got to get them out of you for sure. But 12-step AANA only talks about alcohol and drugs in one step, and that's the first one in either program. That's the first one. The other 11 are about getting yourself out of the driver's seat, cleaning up the wreckage of your past, and tying you back into a power greater than yourself, and growing that relationship and maintaining what you found. It doesn't speak on alcohol and drugs past step 1. It speaks on, let's clean up this stuff. Let's stop doing it. Let's get closer to whatever higher power you pick, and let's live for it instead of us. And I love that it breaks it out into a tangible thing that you can just be a part of and work on. Lays it right out in the open. Forest for the trees for me. I couldn't see it forever, man. It can't be that simple. It can't be that simple, man. The world is not that simple. It's got to be more intricate, and it's got to be more on me. It's got to be hard. I was wrong. No, it doesn't. All I need to do is follow the way. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be hard times. But I don't ever have to make those hard times worse. I don't ever have to drink and drug at them ever again. Because there's nothing good that it will ever come out. No matter how good or bad a thing is, I'll make it worse if I do that. There is no more good to be had from that. And I don't have to do it anymore. And I didn't understand that. I have other ways to deal with stuff now. So anyway, I appreciate y'all joining me. Please subscribe, like, share, especially share and tell a friend. Social media, get it out there, if you're moved to do so. But I'm glad you're here. Don't get it wrong. Y'all come on back tomorrow, and Lord willing, we'll do it again for a Tuesday. Stay safe out there, and, drive where you're going, man. Don't forget to take your higher power with you, man. Y'all have a blessed day. Take care. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.